Fala galera, bem-vindos ao canal com mais um vídeo. Tempo que a gente vai com vocês com mais um. Não, mas que nem vocês estão vendo aí, eu tô aqui. Minha roupa. De radiação, né? E é o seguinte, deixa eu abrir aqui o mapa aqui. O negócio é que a gente vai fazer esse do cemitério. Só que o do cemitério, ele é. A missão do cemitério tá estranha. Ele pede pra ir, né, no Delfos, né, nos destroços do Delfos. Deixa eu botar aqui aqui, ó. Viaja até os destroços do Delfos, beleza. Só que o que acontece? O destroço do Delfos é isso aqui. Aqui é a parte da frente, aqui é a parte de trás. Aqui é a parte da frente, aqui é a parte de trás. Eu já fui várias vezes, não tem nada, já limpei ali várias vezes ali, não tem nada. Eu pesquisei, fui pesquisar na internet e eu vi que uma das marcações aqui é o destroços do Oria. Então quer dizer, provavelmente o nome da missão está errado. Certo? Certo. Por conta disso, a gente vai fazer esse aqui. Vamos ver. Se vocês estão vendo o vídeo é porque deu certo, tá? Basicamente é isso que eu tenho a falar com vocês. Eu tô indo no meu ornitocóptero de assalto por uma questão de... não sei também. É que vai ter que usar, né? Grosseiramente porque tem que usar. Mas não é bem porque tem que usar não, gente. É porque que isso aqui... ele, além dele me permitir o uso do... desse jato, né? A gente também tem, no caso desse aqui, eu tenho como tá assim, dando um porta-mala, eu tenho onde colocar né? Aqui, ó, a gente ainda tem um armazenamento, tá vendo? Então é o seguinte, eu vou vir pra cá. Deixa eu ver se ele vai marcar. Ah lá, tá vendo? Destroços do Oria. Então na verdade não é Delfos, é Oria. Localize um ponto de controle. Eu boto deserto profundo. Bem, vamos... Você podia ter como colocar o... Eu vou ver, mas eu acredito que deva ter sim como colocar o... Quero fazer uma coisa aqui. gente vai no deserto. Eu vou no deserto profundo, mas eu quero fazer uma coisa. Eu não sei, deixa eu ver se tá aqui. Mas eu acho que não tá. Se não tiver, eu crio. Deixa eu ver se tem aqui pra criar também, né? Tem sonda. Isso aqui é o quê? Né, quando a gente começou o jogo, né, vocês... Né, a gente usou... Como eu vou para o espaço profundo, eu não preciso disso. Deixa eu botar aqui. Deixa eu ir nessa daqui, porque essa aqui eu consigo guardar. Vocês vão entender daqui a pouco o porquê. E esse eu consigo fazer a pesquisa. Vamos lá. Ponto de controle no deserto profundo. Deserto profundo é é uma outra parte do mapa, certo? Que é pra cá. Ah, não, a gente vem pra cá. O que é esse deserto profundo? É uma área, parece que, até onde eu entendi, é tipo uma área de exploração, né? Onde a gente tem, né? Pra mim, pra vir pra cá, pro deserto profundo, acho que é mais negócio. Eu não vim com, eu não fazer essa viagem com o veículo, certo? Deixa eu ir para aquele pedaço ali. Nessa montanha aqui, que aqui eu consigo. Porque raro é feito, né? Tá vendo? Deixa eu ir pro inventário. Bota aqui, localiza um ponto de controle, beleza. Pra mim, isso aqui é um ponto de controle. Vamos fazer o seguinte.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? The basin is a pretty big place. Could you narrow it down a little? Zoe and I go back a long way. So behave yourself when we get there. Ever seen a doctor get snatched by a worm? That's why we're going to fly high on this route.
De um jeito ou de outro, eu tô pegando aquele posto perto perto do... Perto da base do ADA, vamos botar assim.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? The basin is a pretty big place. Could you narrow it down a little? Alright, suit yourself. Music to my ears.
Tá, eu não consigo ir. A gente consegue voltar de lá. Ir de lá. Ir pra lá não. Vamos isso aqui. Ah, desculpa, não consigo te entender.
Very good. You're there. Count Fenring wants to talk to you, and it's never a good idea to keep our dear Fenring waiting. Come to me in Harko as soon as you can. I have a ribbon for you, kitten.
Tá, vamos fazer o seguinte. Rodou. Depois eu vou voltar nesse da mapeando as profundezas. Certo.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Well, the Harkonnen. Well, all right. Doctor's on the roof. Let's get up.
Vamos lá. Eu consigo ir, consigo voltar, consigo fazer, né? O deserto profundo a gente só consegue voltar, não consegue ir. Então, se der um azar de eu ficar sem, né, o ornitocóptero lá, mas a gente consegue, né? Mas vocês viram aí, gente. Essa foi a parte mais rápida, né? Então, o Delphos não é só aquelas duas metades, né? No caso, botar ali do Delphos tem que ser aquela última nave que a gente viu, né? Provavelmente deve ser as 3 naves. Mas ali o nome da missão tá errada, né? Até onde eu... Mas não importa mais. Vamos lá no banco primeiro.
Welcome. Would you like how much Solaris?
Um banco aqui. Tem 3 bases para
You're back. You're back.
40.000.
Only House Harkonnen possesses the strength and foresight to safeguard our prosperity.
Oh, look, the kitten is back. Do we have business? Dangerous to speak that name aloud. Even here, beneath the cone of silence. You understand that we are not official. We are the hidden hand. Our connection offers no protection, only the danger of discovery and a slow death at the hands of those who would thwart the Imperium's interests. You better be. Dangerous times for us all. I hope you're ready, kitten. Well, I didn't ask. I'll have my men take you to him. His instructions are clear. We need to blindfold you first. See? I told you I had a ribbon for you, didn't I, kitten? Such trust. I promise not to take advantage of it.
Ah, my favorite assassin. I must confess that reading Alara's reports is a rare pleasure. Except this last report. You entered the ruins of old Carthage, accompanied by the outlaw Zantara. And you returned alone. Tell me, what happened down there?
Os eventos que
As a mentat, your mind is a fortress built on logic and reason. Yet even the most impregnable fortress conceals hidden gates. Tell me what transpired. Spare no detail.
Tá, contar os detalhes.
Tleilax, a nest of spiders that burned with old Carthage. Or so I thought. And you a Gola, the flesh of the fallen, reborn. Fascinating. Your service has earned you answers. Ask. Unlike clones, who are grown from living cells, Gola are grown from the flesh of one who has died. The process of doing so is knowledge known only to the Bene Tleilax. They make a fortune dealing their blasphemous wares across the Imperium. Spoiled Na Familia will pay extraordinary sums to have their favorite pet or retainer resurrected. But they are never quite the same. No Gola has the memories of its original host. No Gola remembers who they are. If you value the past, or the mind, then Gola are worthless. Years ago, my informants traced some unusual activity in Carthage to a Bene Tleilaxu lab. Before we could investigate further, the city was destroyed. The destruction of old Carthage is considered a terrible accident. But was it? I believe it was the Tleilaxu who destroyed the city. A monstrous choice. Destroying innocent lives to cover their profane works. They were the first sign that the Bene Tleilax were not done with Arrakis. My agents began reporting stir-ups among the minor power players. We quickly discovered that these were Tleilax agents, but that they were Gola was unexpected. Nevertheless, I could not allow them to destabilize the region. We must each do our part, and the spice must flow. Unlike Clo, the process of spoiled, no Gola has the memories of its original host. No Gola remembers who they are. If you value the past, or the mind, then Gola are worthless. Indeed, you are a refinement. Your compulsion doesn't drive you to madness as it did the ones who came before you. You have a great deal of imprinting. You can learn skills that take decades to develop in a short amount of time. And, fascinatingly, you don't have the appearance of whoever you are originally grown from. Perhaps that is the clue. You must have been someone with a recognizable face. The Bene Tleilax are forced to hide you in plain sight. It seems highly unlikely. Such experiments would be psychologically unstable. It's plausible. You seem designed to be anonymous. Perhaps we can discover the answer together. Recently, there has been a string of murders in Arrakeen. The victims have all been my agents at one time or another. A Tleilax retaliation for your efforts on my behalf. My chief inspector believes so. Travel to Arrakeen. Find my investigator in the Imperial Consulate. He'll be thrilled to have the help. I expect nothing but excellence from you. Report to Alara when you are done. I will continue research into your origins.
Nossa, o cara continuou falando. A boca continuou mexendo depois que ele falou. Olha isso. Então, vamos num beco aqui. A gente tem que ir até a Raquina. Vamos pagar o... Acho que provavelmente eu não vou ter nem o... Tem dinheiro na conta. Tenho. Porque eu botei.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ear. Atreides and their war levies.
Ah lá, não falei? Vamos ver se eu consigo aqui. Então, tem um veículo... É porque o veículo tá na... Eu não consigo puxar. Vamos voltar pro banco, vamos sacar os... Eu vou sacar somente os 2.500.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit? How much Solaris would you like to withdraw?
Primeira vez que a gente faz um saque no banco.
We don't trade with a trade.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Atreides and their war levies. Look, I can get you there, but I want a little extra for the trip. All right. Doctor's on the roof. Let's go visit the Red Duke.
Hello again.
Uma é 70 e outra 120 mil. Tá doido.
Well, if it isn't Fenring's pet puzzle box. Last we met, there was a Sardaukar blade against your throat, and I was debating how best to make you scream. Careful, prisoner. I might start thinking you're trying to scare me. Truth is what I'm after as well. But words are easy. Actions will tell me if you mean it. We don't have time for guesswork. But rushing breeds mistakes, and mistakes mean more blood on the streets. This killer is methodical, precise, and they won't stop until the job's done. There's a pattern to the victims. Find it, and you might catch them in the act. If the killer's still here, and we believe they are, then this is our best and maybe only chance to stop them. And make no mistake, if the Bennett Tleilaxu are involved, this isn't just a string of murders. It's a purge, carefully planned and devastating. A threat not only to Arrakeen, but to the stability of the entire Imperium.
Pode começar.
There is no we. You go out and dig. I stay here and wait for the results. Don't come back empty-handed. You're not Fenring's only pet. He's got a whole shelf of broken things he likes to wind up and watch. Start with the engineer, Austin Lath, on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull. The last 2 victims were known associates. He must be mixed up in this somehow. He's not out on the floor with the common drinkers, if that's what you're thinking. Lath sticks to the back rooms. Quiet, curated, and expensive enough to keep the rabble out. Of course not. They are restricted to patrons of higher standing than prisoner. You'll have to speak with the barman on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull, Alistair Chin. Either he or their security man, Ugo Firenze, can provide access. If only I had a dossier and a drink menu. Find the man. You'll learn more in 5 minutes than I could tell you in 10. Should you require further guidance, return to me.
Tá, então vamos no... Firenze é aquele segurança que a gente ajudou, então provavelmente ele vai nos ajudar. O barman já não sei tanto.
Hello! Welcome to the Matador Room, where the spirit of Caladan steps into the ring, poised, unshaken, and noble to the end. Believe me, I would love to usher you in and cause a scandal. But unless your house's sigil is on the registry, you will have to enjoy this floor with the rest of us wretches.
Já eu respeito o de veludo, mas hoje...
Follow all the leads you want, friend. But not past that curtain. I don't bend the rules just because someone sounds serious. Besides, the room is on lockdown. I'm just the gatekeeper here. A minor medical incident with a patron. We are grateful for your patience. Of course, discretion and propriety forbid me from disclosing the activities of our patrons. You understand.
Não, vamos botar
Thors sent you. Yes, we know Master Lath well. Alas, he is the subject of the unfortunate medical incident I spoke of. Yes, but that was before you identify yourself as the sub-prefect's agent. I regret to inform you that the engineer has suffered the most conclusive of health setbacks. Let's just say he won't be ordering more drinks anytime soon. Very well. But may I ask what is it you are looking for?
A vontade de usar honrado, hein? Mas eu vou no...
What a conspiracy! The man was cooked on Vanta draft. And he liked to play revolutionary between relapses. Very well. I grant you access to the lounge, but I make it quick. Please, wave your little wand around. You will see what I saw. The trail of a man who burned from the inside out.
Então aqui. Ela botou atrás de uma cortina, mas não é uma cortina, não é uma porta.
If you're hearing this, well, I didn't get away. I'm Austin Lathe, engineer. The guy to call when they want things done, not questions asked. There was this one chance I could have said no, but I didn't. I crunched the numbers, fine-tuned them. That was all it took to bring down the ceiling on 1 million lives. I didn't press the button, but I knew it was coming. I just didn't want to disappoint the guy who asked. They gave me a new title, a nicer coat, called me Na Familia. But after that, they wouldn't look me in the eye. And the thing I hear over and over, it's not the blast, it's my silence. When I found this pamphlet stuck behind a sink, you dig, you sweat, you die, and your work builds opera houses on worlds you'll never see. There was a sandfly stamped on the back, razor wings, sickle-shaped stinger. What bleeds in silence must one day sing. Didn't get it then, but those words stuck.
Sanação. É sanção, né? Tá, vamos lá então.
Hello? Are you the server? I would like to change my order. Would you be a dear and see if you could change my beverage order from spiced coffee to tea?
Are you from the planetologist office? I'm getting rather annoyed. Wait, I can't hear you at all. Allow me to engage my enhanced hearing. Only thing the bloody Tlilaxu are good for. There. Now, tell me again. Are you from the planetologist office? My grandson Cyprian is the imperial planetologist here. Who are you? Are you from the planetologist office? My grandson Cyprian is the imperial planetologist here. Well, you should bloody well know him if you are from the imperial planetologist office. Then why are we speaking?
Nossa, não, mulher. Cação é zero.
I see no cup in your hand, so why are you in my presence? Are you dumb as well as deaf? Go find my tea before you taste the back of my hand. Don't my lady me, you ghastly pretender. Whatever low peerage you claim can hardly justify your appalling manners. I know the names and faces of 132 great houses that matter, and you are not among them. Perhaps you are a lord in whatever backwater you hail from, but here, you get my tea.
Nossa, o pessoal é bem... Deveria ter alguém ali.
Welcome to the Matador Room. If you're here for shade, spirits, or secrets, you found the right bar. If you're here for honesty, I suggest dehydration. If you must. Saw him when he came in to measure his vantage raft, fussed with the paw like a chemist balancing a toxin. That was this morning. His assistant Hester and that puffed-up wine merchant Ambrose Lucifera used to intrude, but not lately. The last few weeks he kept the door closed and the bottle closer. What was he reading? I don't always keep up. Very heavy, and good for killing ants. I'm holding out for the Communinet adaptation. Histories of Imperial Descent Volume 6 was a real hoot. He was a good customer. Generous with his bar tab, which was paid like clockwork at the end of every month. That was my impression. The Solaris were always transmitted by wire from an account with an Arsent transit code. A garrison town in the eastern Haga Basin. Pray you never see the place. It's where the Sardaukar are encamped. If you must. I eagerly anticipate your return. No.
Ah, you are back. How can I help? He did say something about hating the Harkonnens. But that does not make him special around here. Trouble and the Harkonnens go hand in hand here. You could throw a stick in any direction and hit someone with a grudge against the Baron. But a murder here, right under Hawat's nose, that is not just bold. She is near impossible. You would need more than hate or ambition. It would take something special to earn that.
Do mine ears detect the footfalls of someone who will add a drop of excitement to this rather pedestrian evening? Austin's dead, but I only saw him recently. So full of life. Wait. Is this a potential murder investigation? How charmingly macabre! Do you really think someone murdered poor Austin? Shh, don't spoil it. Yes, I simply must be involved. How might I facilitate your sleuthery? Now, see here, I am only midway through today's debauch, and am of sound enough mind to answer the queries of both of you. There are two of you, yes? I jest. Oh, do lighten up. This isn't a funeral, it's a possible murder scene. I've already imbibed several libations in dear Estim's memory. Yes, of course. Carry on. My occasional drinking companion has an education in engineering. If anything, he's even more of a man of leisure than I. He has an advisory position at the Imperial Planetologist's office, though I don't believe he's ever set foot in that office. He's here more often than even I. If you ask me, and you have, he curried the favor of someone powerful to receive such a cushy job. Well, his carnal pursuits are prodigious. He worked his way through nearly all of Arakeen's eligible ladies. The man knows how to pitch woo prolifically. It's been a most unusual pleasure. Should you discover any more juicy details, I'll be here, keeping vigil for poor Austin.
Cara, não consegue nem falar o nome direito do cara.
Very well, what do you want? Have you? And yet somehow you still possess your fingers and toes. Well, Grandmama must be getting soft in her second century. What did Grandmother want, pray tell? Aristae Atreides. How I am sick of that name, as if a match was ever possible. For one, she dresses like an ugly boy. Desert khaki was never in. And two, my grandmother knows well the direction in which my tastes lie. And it is not towards mousy Bene Gesserits or anyone else that smells like books.
I swear to the stars, if you're here to ply me with a drink, I'm going to shove shards of glass in your eyes. I'm sorry. Am I sorry? No, I'm not. Let me be plain. This is the worst possible time. I do not wish to speak. Kindly go away, please. You've seen... Very well. Let's get this over with. My name is Hester Klimt. Ask your questions. I was his assistant. We worked together at the Imperial Planetologist's office. That's the extent of our relationship. No. And what does it matter? There's no foul play. Unless you have some compelling evidence or medical training, I have to deal with the fallout now. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare. I have to clean out his office. I have to prepare for his replacement. There's too much. Who made that fanciful exaggeration? Ambrose Lucifera? The man's mind is a perverted carnival. I saw nothing to suggest anything of the sort. Now that sounds like a fanciful exaggeration. I at least saw nothing to suggest anything like that.
Tá, vamos.
We meet again. I can't say I know the name, but I'm afraid my head has been buried in matters concerning my clinic of late. What's this to do with me? A possible murder, then. I see. That is interesting. At least morbidly so. Today has taken an interesting turn. I'll do the best I can without a body to directly examine. What can you tell me about the state of the cadaver? That could definitely support suspicions of poison. However, there are myriad other medical reasons that could cause such discoloration. A poison snooper would be the most expedient method. I'm afraid I don't have any snoopers at all. My supplies are lacking in general at the moment. If I knew that, I'd have one already. But I'm not exactly familiar with the more illicit sources of goods in Hello again. I can't say I know the name. A possible murder today has taken an interesting turn. That makes me suspect poison. However, without bodily samples to test, I cannot confirm. A poison snooper would be the most expedient method. I'm afraid I don't. If I knew that, I'd have one. Hello again. Are we here? I can't say I know the name. A possible today has taken an interesting turn. That could be a sign of anxiety, paranoia, or even substance withdrawal. Or it's just a bad childhood habit. It does not confirm anything on its own. That could be a sign of anxiety, that could. If I.
How's it? You're back for more, eh?
Ah, back so soon.
again.
Found what you were looking for? Or just a new regret to pair with your drink? Ah, need. Such a clingy word. What for? Oh, how quaint. Next, you'll want goggles to spot betrayal. Oh, pity. Pity. I was rather looking forward to fitting you with a full betrayal ensemble. Hat, gloves, yes, you may have the snooper. But only if you perform a small public service for me. Think of it as performance art. If your art is humiliation, I want you to go downstairs and find our dear Sergeant Justice Clegg. He'll be the one circling the lower bar like a lasgun set to annoy. Then ask him, Sergeant, is it true the Duke himself inspects all troopers' undergarments for signs of moral decay? Tell him Lord Chim heard his boxers were confiscated. Then by all means, try your luck in the street. I'm sure the black market is well stocked with older, less precise technology to satisfy any budget.
Ah, de um jeito ou de outro eu tenho que ter. Pegar um.
Welcome. Would you like... How much Thalaris would you like to withdraw?
Agora o mercado não precisa ser mais barato que o...
Oh, hey there, friend. Looking for anything special? Well, color me curious. You've got a specific purpose in your eyes. What are you looking for? Don't know the man directly, but his name comes up now and then among those of us who sell things on the sly. You're in luck. I just so happen to have a snooper. I could part with it for a proper pittance of Solari, or perhaps some alternative form of payment. Solari always spends. Much obliged.
Tá, vamos lá então. Se foi, né, lá na ponta dos dedos, com certeza o livro vai estar. Ah lá. O negócio de entrar e sair, entrar e sair, entrar e sair é chatinho. Tá, vamos lá então. Todo mundo de novo.
You? Again? You're like a rash. Sorry. Was that hurtful? Not hurtful enough. How is this supposed to go? I'm in over my head. I'm not in the proper state of mind, and I promise there will be collateral damage if I have to open my mouth. Murder? That's impossible. I don't... How could you... How? No, there's clearly been a mistake. The situation is insane enough without these wild theories. No, murder... It seems so unlikely, doesn't it? I don't... All right, you nerve-wracking hound. Let me think. Perhaps I do know something that would help. Ask your questions. Stranger than usual? He did become extra agitated. Paranoid, even. Particularly after a meeting with a strange woman. A redhead. He met with her in a closed room for hours. He came out, distressed, immediately ordering a thopter transport for the following day. I don't know if I should... He had a secret workshop in the Eastern Shield Wall. I don't know why he chose such a remote location. I don't know what he worked on there. I never saw him work. I'll send you the coordinates of the workshop. I understand. Let's get this over with. Murder. I just can't believe... Well, the more I think about it, someone murdering Austin isn't so unbelievable. I don't know what to believe. Austin wasn't a conventional boss. He rarely came into the office. A dysfunctional workplace, to say the least. No guidance, little teaching, nothing. With the absence of Cyprian Io, I've been taught nothing. I've had to figure it out as I go, running the day-to-day affairs in the chaos. In essence, I'm the acting planetologist of Arrakis. It's ludicrous. I'm in over my head. Damn Austin. Or rest in peace, or both. Losing my mind. I've suspected as much. Austin must have done something for someone in power to earn his cozy position. He did something that haunted him. You should understand, Austin was a brilliant engineer, as near as I can tell. But something shattered him at some point. He's a shadow of who he was. It wasn't any one thing or any describable clue. Just a million tiny intangibles taken in while being around him. Something had him guilt-racked. I'm not sure how he made ends meet, but the job title remained and money kept coming in. An alibi for Austin's murder. I was out on business that Austin had been neglecting. I'm afraid the only proof I can show are piles of hastily prepared paperwork. Alistair and Ugo have access to any room in the Seleucid Ball, of course. I know I've seen Ambrose Lucifera in and out of there. Isn't that the thing about murder? We're often surprised by who is capable. I suppose Ugo and Alistair might have their own shady dealings. But I can't imagine them killing someone in their own establishment. And Ambrose seems too ridiculous. I don't know. Was that some sort of revolutionary manifesto? I don't know much about the book itself, other than Austin was reading it obsessively recently. Not specifically. Well, I don't know if it is any way connected, but Austin's political demeanor was becoming more, I suppose, militant. Towards the end, he also seemed to be hanging out about more and more shady and dangerous-looking people, though I have no idea who they were. Murder. Austin wasn't in essence, I'm the acting planetologist of you should... It wasn't once. I'm not sure how he made ends meet, but the job title remained and money kept coming in.
Não, tá tentando ver o negócio da ruiva.
Ah, the return of our intrepid sleuth hound. Has the plot thickened? Oh, why, I should think you'd be the resident expert on poisons with your involvement in the farcical plot to assassinate me. That was you, wasn't it? Just a jest at your expense. All water under the bridge, I assure you. Why, some of my closest friends have tried to murder me at one time or another. Now, what were we talking about? A proper murder mystery, and I'm a suspect. How wickedly romantic. Perhaps I felt a deadly envy toward my dear friend. Nothing comes to mind. He was a sad sack of wine, whereas I am rather fabulous. Come to think of it, we weren't very close friends. Pshaw, we can hammer out a motive later. I'm just glad to be in the rogues gallery of this caper. I can say this about poisoning Austin. It would be easy to do. The man had recently developed a bottomless appetite for spiced alcohol. Not everyone can handle vice with the charm and panache that I do. People like Austin turn alcoholic dependency into something depressing. Something terrible haunted that man. 1 part guilt and 2 parts fear of discovery, shaken well and garnished with intrigue. Take it as you will. I am just a fatuous noble brat with too much leisure on his hands. Or perhaps I'm at my most serious when I'm joking. Allow me to lend you an ear. Maybe 2. Ah, yes, his illimitable nervous tic. I can stomach murder and cadavers, but just thinking about that man's poor, tormented cuticles. Ugh. And I'll tell you another thing. He had deep-seated mother issues that bordered on fetishistic. We can smell our own. I can say that he was rather buried in that book, a recent reading obsession. He even had it open at the bar, barely registering the people around. I was mildly put off by all the finger-licking he did whilst turning the pages, but if moisture is needed on Arrakis, one must simply supply it themselves. Oh, yes, that was the most scandalous bit about it. A rather controversial text full of criticisms of the Empire. The title was, Histories of Imperial Descent, Volume 7, The Ikaz Revolt Causes, Conduct and Consequences Within the Imperium. Or something, thereabouts. Come to think of it, he also recently read a banned Sandflies manifesto titled Wings in the Dark, Notes Toward a Future Without Chains. Yes, well, I simply must petition my house to change our motto to, For we are high functioning. I'm afraid I missed out on that bit of gossip. A pity. I did see him reading a Sandflies manifesto recently. Only that they have an improbably high propensity for slapping me, men and women. Though to be fair to them, I deserved it. Oh, do you mean Austin's tremulous little apprentice cowering at the window? In that case, no. I shall count the minutes until the next disaster. Do I get to play the part of a potential suspect? Fun! Yes, I've been at this establishment for most of the day. Sounds sad now that I'm saying it. Anyway, the proprietor can vouch for me. Well, only the usual assortment of patrons. Nothing noteworthy, I'm afraid. It's been a most unusual pleasure. Should you discover any more juicy details, I'll be here, keeping vigil for poor Austin.
Ela engasga na hora de falar o nome.
Found what you were looking for? Or just a new regret to pair with your drink? I believe you are mistaken. Master Lathe is under the influence of something quite spiritual. Vantadraft. Known side effects include coma, confession, and occasionally death. But let's be generous and assume the middle one. You're right, no games. Just a corpse in the Espada room and a list of insults I had hoped to use before Vantadraft finished what regret started. Murdered? No. Master Lathe was far too committed to slow, deliberate self-annihilation, not flashy enough for murder. Self-loathing's not a flaw in this town. It's a currency, and Master Lathe had it to spare. He spent it on bad liquor, bad romance, and bad books, in that general order. You will have to ask his assistant, Hester Klimt. She catalogues tragedy like a tax collector. Go spoil her mood. Vantadraft poured black as regret. The real stuff. Illegal, with a trace of poison. Mined in barrels, not bottled. Master Lathe said it was the only drink honest enough to finish what he started. Not officially. Just a spice stabilizer that got banned in 3 systems. Makes the color pretty. Also kills your liver. Depending on who you ask, that's a feature. Trace amounts of hetsene chloride, legally classified as lacquer thinner, adds that lovely licorice bite. Builds up in the blood until your nerves start skipping beats. But it's slow, subtle. Death by decimal. Master Lathe collected bad decisions like drink tickets. And love was just another excuse to disappear for a night. Or 3. Weird stuff, off-the-record titles. Things that don't circulate legally. Class struggle, worker dignity. That sort of quaint filth. The kind of books that'll get you locked up on over half the systems in the Imperium. Sorry. The desk to sign out library books is on the lower floor. Things you don't read for fun. Anti-imperial treatises. Sandfly manifestos. I don't know. I suppose he wanted to unbolt the class system with his wrench and conviction. Should have known tools like us don't get to fix things. We just hold the weight until it crushes us.
Ah, you are back. How can I help? Names and colors, they come and go like a desert winds. If Master Leth was seen with a red head, perhaps she was just another storm passing through. Red hair is common enough. If she had business with Master Leth, I was not privy to it. Some things are best left unspoken, eh? But who would want to kill Master Leth? He was already doing a good job over that himself. Between his taste for that toxic Harkonnen brew he loved so much, and the company he kept. The House Deserters and ex-Dune men mostly. Not the kind that file taxes or hold court on Kaiten. Keep it down, stranger. But yes, if you are asking if Master Leth drifted that far, he did. Master Leth was a creature of habit, wretched ones. Benders that lasted days, women and drink until he couldn't see straight. Oh, public! Shouting poetry in the gutter. One sock, no shoes. The sheriff, he dragged him in more than once. No charges, of course. Not for his kind. He would vanish, poof. Sometimes for days or weeks at a time. Always come back clear-eyed, skin back like a desert stone. That is when he would hole up in the private room, pour himself a Vanta, crack open one of those revolutionary tomes, and the cycle would begin anew.
Tá, vamos. Subprefeito então. Provavelmente a gente vai ter que ir a Raquina. Vai ter que sair de Arraquina, vai ter que ir pra Bacia de Raga pra voltar a... Acho que vai pesquisar alguma coisa ali no
Report.
No laboratório dele, né? Vamos lá.
Then our lead is cold, along with the corpse. Still, death has a way of leaving fingerprints. Did he leave any behind? Self-inflicted incompetence happens more than you'd think. Froth suggests seizure, or poison, or both. His usual habits might have masked something more deliberate. I see. Then I suggest you speak with our resident Sook, Dr. Shafat. Perhaps she can clarify what your untrained eyes cannot. Dr. Shafat keeps a back alley surgery near the entrance. Curious how the Sooks so often favor squalor over station. Report. You rattled her then. Good. Did anything shake loose? Did she say where? If he was running, that's the direction we look. Very good. You're starting to think like a Cheops player. but every cleared square reveals a trap or a truth. Go see which one Lath left behind. The pyramid game, 9 levels, like chess built for mentats. It doesn't matter if you have. The point is, you don't win Cheops by chasing pawns. Every piece changes value as you climb the board. Just like an investigation, you can't trust what's in front of you until you understand what's above it and what's beneath.
Então é isso aí. Daqui eu vou voltar. Vamos lá, vou voltar para a base de Haga. A gente vai pro... Aqui eu vou pro... Vou voltar para minha base. Da minha base eu começo um novo vídeo, uma nova, né, bagunça aí. E nesse meio tempo eu vou começar a juntar dinheiro para fazer vou juntar uns 200 mil, né?
Music to my ears. The basin is a pretty big place. Zoe and I go back a long way. So behave yourself when we get there. Ever seen a thopter get snatched by a worm? That's why we're gonna fly high on this round.
Isso aí, gente. Vou ficando por aqui. Se vocês gostaram, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. Até a próxima com mais um vídeo. Valeu!